Well, welcome back to Final Third Friday. I'm Rob.
And I'm Isaiah.
And today we're going to do a pairing with a brand new cigar from Rojas called the Unfinished Business. This is an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper over Nicaraguan binder and Nicaraguan Mexican filler. And it's a solid medium to full-bodied cigar.
Absolutely. And today we are pairing that with La Encantada Tattoo Series, Sophie C'est La Vie. This is 52.9% alcohol, and it is cash strength, unfiltered. It would be an Armagnac, but it's
not.
finished in bourbon casks.
Ah.
So it's a great brandy finished in bourbon casks.
There you go.
Oh well, it's
and it's
really
delicious.
good.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, and it's
Glass
actually
cork
right
on it,
now.
too.
Yeah, glass cork. It's a beautiful presentation. And this one, if I'm not mistaken, you've told many people this is like your favorite thing on the bar right now.
Yeah.
Or one of the favorite things.
I mean, honestly, this bottle is one, it's beautiful, and two, it's just different than
It is
anything
different.
else we've got, and it still fills that like bourbon niche for me.
I mean,
Like, that
on the
void.
nose, what's kind of wild about this too is I get brandy, I get cognac, I get Armagnac, I get bourbon. You kind of get all those little
Yeah.
noses all blended together.
and it still has that dusty oaky thing on there.
Yeah.
So Armagnacs are always French oak.
Okay.
Always French oak. So this, you can think of it as like a grape brandy that went into Armagnac, that went into a French
I don't
oak
sip that
cask.
yet.
And
Get an actual real cold draw on the cigar.
I got excited on that one too.
I did
Are
too.
you V cutting?
Yeah, I'll V cut. What are you gonna do? If you're gonna V all straight, we can do two different things.
Why do we have to do different things?
Why not?
I'm V cutting.
All right, I'll be cutting.
You just went from telling me we're gonna do different things.
I was hoping you were gonna pick straight cut.
I should have.
But then do I even know you?
Done a V. Dude, I have the Cigar XO, and I have not used it in like 2 weeks because I haven't smoked. That's a lie. I smoked a Lonsdale a couple nights ago, but I just feel like I never use that XO.
I know. I don't use mine very often.
Reveed.
I've got mine in my truck.
Yeah.
Only just so that way I always have a cutter in the truck. So
Yeah,
if I'm
Rob's got a
cutting-
really nice F-150 that sits out in the lot all
yeah,
the time.
F-150 Jeep. But no, this one here, I mean, it's wild. Okay, so when you do a Mexican in San Andreas over Nicaraguan, what's your typical note you get?
Like you're talking chocolate and coffee.
Yeah, or like Cocoa Puffs. This is
Yeah.
a Sumatra over the Nicaraguan and Mexican, and I'm still getting a little bit of like a spicy Cocoa Puff
Well, it's because it has that Mexican filler.
in the filler. Yep.
But it's
pretty
almost
wild.
like you added raisins to Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah. Yeah, a little
It's
bit of
like
raisins.
Raisin Bran got chocolatey.
Yep, and there's like a little bit of almost a nutmeg on the lips
Yeah,
from the Sumatra, so
that's really good.
I like it.
You
I'm
know,
gonna take
that's
a
one
nose
thing
again.
that we missed at our predictions.
What's that?
Sumatra everywhere.
Same here. I mean, I even knew that going into that, and I completely forgot about saying that because
Yeah.
Sumatra's coming out everywhere.
Everywhere. Everyone's got.
I can't confirm or deny, but I'm pretty sure there's a farm and a factory down in Honduras that's working with Sumatra right now too.
Could be.
I may
Could
be
not
confirming
You never
that
know.
in about 2 weeks.
That's one thing you probably shouldn't talk about on this show.
I know. I'm not. I don't think it's supposed to be a. That's why I'm not saying a whole lot because I'm not sure if it's supposed to be in kind of a hush hush thing or not. Oh, that has got such a good flavor on it.
Oh. So it's like hyper oaky. It really does have that almost white grape note in it.
Yeah, almost like a sweet white wine.
Yeah.
That's good.
But it's not acidic in any way.
Not
It's just
acidic, no.
Oh my goodness. I love that pour.
That is
I
so
am
good.
Constantly reminded how much I love it.
So another thing on this cigar, so it's got a really good draw already, and it's also got almost a completely closed foot.
Mine's partially closed.
Yeah, I mean I just have a slight opening.
Now, Rob and I are comparing foot.
Holes. I mean, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, let me show you.
Turn around.
I'm going to have to call the HR lady.
She just went in the humidor if you want to yell at her.
Man, that lit up quick. Oh, wow.
Nice black pepper in the nose. Chocolate and hay on the tongue.
Yeah, a little bit of cinnamon on the
A
palate,
little bit of
too.
cinnamon on the palate.
Yeah. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that Sumatra wrapper being a closed foot on a Sumatra, because I can't think of any other Sumatra cigars that had a closed foot on them. With this one, I mean, that just brings a whole different animal to this cigar.
Yeah.
Because you get all that Sumatra right off the bat. But I guarantee here in about another minute or so, we're going to be getting into some more different flavors already.
On the palate right now, it's for me that like dry cinnamon and chocolate. It almost reminds me of the Mexican hot chocolate profile, where like that's my go-to in the wintertime is I'll go to the Mexican grocery store down the street from me, and you buy like the hot chocolate tablets there, and it's cinnamon and chocolate and sugar.
Okay.
You just drop them into milk and get it to
there you go.
dissolve, and like it's the best. So that's what this reminds me of on the palate. And the retrohale does have a lot of black pepper on it.
It does.
At least at the start it does.
Yeah. It's really nice. And I will say another thing about this cigar. It was ready immediately out of the box.
Yeah.
We didn't have to wait for it. We didn't have to let it sit for a while. It came off a truck, and the truck was cold. I mean, it was like 30 degrees when it delivered. I literally laid it out here on the table and just let the temperature come on the box. I opened one up and smoked it right then, and it smoked great.
No good.
So I'm impressed with that they didn't rush this out too quick and send it out to get it out there. I would assume this has been resting for a couple months at least. So this could have been a release for them to have for the end of the year for Christmas time, and they waited until it was ready. So kudos to you guys, because we know Noel Rojas is listening to this.
Supposedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. There's no way he's listening to this.
Hey, you never know. You never know. I mean, we're huge, man. We're number 21 on Apple Podcasts as opposed to yesterday, or as it showed yesterday. Well, I don't know if we're number 21, but we show up 21st on the list. So you're a big deal.
Not really.
No, really, you are.
No. So going from sip to smoke, what it turns into for me is almost like it's like a chocolate pastry that has some sort of fruit jelly on it, but I can't figure it out. And it's not grape. It's almost like and I don't know.
So going
it's
from
almost
smoke
plummy.
to sip,
Okay.
it's almost like a ho-ho with actually like a raspberry jelly inside instead of a cream filling.
Your fat is showing.
I got my shirt pulled down.
No, that tasting note.
I know. But I mean, all I could think of is that chocolate, that chocolate cake, the confectionery cake type thing.
Yeah. No, it
That's
really
tasty.
is like that cheap chocolate cake sort of deal on there.
And not in a bad way, a really good way, actually.
No, yeah.
Because, we are fat guys that like snack cakes.
This is true. This is true. Man, when I was working at Cabela's, which was like my COVID job, they had a vending machine in the break room, and I ate too many snack cakes. But honey buns, those were my move.
Oh, yeah? Gosh, what was my snack? My snack cakes were always the Nutty Buddies,
Okay.
and then the white zebra cakes. Love zebra
those
cakes.
are nasty, man.
Those are awesome. I love
They're
zebra.
nasty.
And actually, they're even better during Christmas time when they're the Christmas tree shaped.
Okay, so I went back. I was at a gas station. I forget where I was driving last, but it was a decent drive. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to have one of the honey buns. And I just forgot how waxy they were.
They're disgusting,
It's literally like coat your entire mouth waxy.
Yeah.
don't drink anything with it because you're not gonna be able to taste it.
You pull it out of the bag and get on your hands, and it's on your hands all day.
Dude, you won't catch me eating another one.
No.
Oh my gosh.
No.
I was just cracking up at like how much I love those at Cabela's, and then
How much
now
they're
it's just
horrible.
like they're terrible.
Yep.
I ate my fair share, so maybe that's why I think that they're so bad. But
It is what it is, you know. So, a little bit of news. So, one of the things coming up here, we are bringing a new brand of beer in. Two Toms out of Fort Wayne is a brewery. It's been around for a little while, but they've not had a lot of exposure down here in central Indiana. Well, they opened up a tasting room down in Indianapolis, so I got to get on and try a lot of their beers, and their beer is really good.
it is.
Isaiah and I last night tried a couple of the sours. We're going to be bringing their sours in. They call them serial killers because they basically name them and they taste just like the cereals they name them after. This one is Brute Fruit, which, if you remember the old cereal Fruit Brute, it tastes just like that.
Yeah.
This one here is Frankenberries. So
Yeah.
you can imagine
Yeah, last night we had
Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms, and then we had Boo Berry.
Blueberry. Now, I will say Blueberry wasn't as close to the cereal as Lucky Charms was.
Oh, Lucky Charms!
Lucky Charms
like
was the
finish
marshmallows,
on that
man.
Sour on this sour beer literally tasted
Now, I will
like
tell
the
you,
marshmallows.
I am not a milkshake IPA, all the funky kind of weird flavored stuff like that. Their stuff is delicious. And it's, I mean, okay, for example, the Lucky Charms comes out of the can green.
It is green. That's a little unappealing.
It's a little
to me.
unappealing, but
and
man,
then you
when you
drink
taste
it, and you're like, oh yeah, I don't
get it.
care.
I get it. But we're going to be bringing their sours in for sure. We're going to sample the milkshake IPAs. Like I told Isaiah, I don't like them except for I like Two Toms. So their stuff is pretty good.
I'm not a huge IPA guy all the way around. So if you are and you want to see more in the shop, let us know.
Yeah. What style of IPAs you like? Because right now we've got a New England IPA, which again, it's really good. It's from PAX. Did you learn?
Yeah, that's a stellar IPA.
That one's one we have right now, and of course, you know, we're coming up into spring here soon, and there will be a lot more IPAs popping up again. If there's a certain style you like, if you're more, because I mean, I always think it with cigars, IPAs just don't go well with them. But bottom line is, if you like IPAs and you like cigars and they work for you, that's all that matters. So, let us know.
Yeah, please do. But these beers, absolutely fantastic. They're adjuncting cereal at the end of the stuff.
Insane.
And it sounds stupid, but they're all really good. So,
They are good.
I'm excited to get them in. They're about as craft will get.
100%.
And I don't know. I think these are sours that even non-sour people could get into.
I think so too. They're not that bitter sour. They're just I don't know. You have to come in and try them.
Yeah.
We'll have them. And the thing is, they come in 4-packs of all 4 of those different beers.
Yep.
So we're going to be getting a case. We'll be getting 6 of each. So we'll have all of them on there. So you can come in and try your favorite cereal in a beer.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
I need a Captain Crunch one.
That's coming up in the milkshake ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in the back.
Okay, sounds good.
I think. So, all right, here, grab your glass. Shout out, Dr. Johnston.
Dr. J.
He started a new game while you're listening and watching the Final Third Friday. Mm-hmm. The game is, every time Isaiah says stellar, you have to take a drink.
Yep.
Now, Lisa added, apparently I say delicious a lot.
And the problem is,
she said, we're not going to go with that one because I'm going to try to get rid of that one. But the problem is, no, I'm just kidding.
The problem is.
But, so, if you hear me say delicious and him say stellar, take a drink. Now, you're going to be freaking hammered after this show.
Take a puff of your stick, take a drink, you'll be fine.
Yeah. You can alternate. Every other one. There you go. There you go. You play the game however you want to.
People are probably watching this at work and are like, dang it, if only I could.
Another drink of coffee. Yeah. No, this thing is burning great. I don't know how yours is burning, but mine is burning absolutely perfect.
It is a perfect.
And we're smoking the
burn line.
Robusto right now. So it's actually kind of like not a very super soft box press. It's more of an oval.
Yeah.
but it's burning perfectly. It's got a perfect draw. These things come in at 8 at our shop, at least with our taxes. Under $9, $8.89. I think is what it is.
Rojas has a way about keeping their prices
They do.
down. And
They do.
It makes their already great cigars even more accessible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think the only people that compete with them as far as price point goes is La Galera.
Yeah, La Galera definitely. Probably for your money, La Galera might have the best pricing structure. However, they also have some high dollar cigars too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right, man. What else going on this week? Anything?
I don't know, man. Well,
It's been a weird week.
I am working on waking up still because my dog got me up at 5 this morning. And by the time I pedaled him around the yard, I was just like, well, I might as well get up and make a cup of coffee. So there I was, 5 in the morning. Not that I wanted to be up that early. It just was. So we're getting there. We're working on it.
Waking up. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. This week's been pretty chill for me, man. I tried not to see a lot of people this week because the past 3 weeks have just been
All the people.
and if you know Rob and I, you'll know both of us are introverts, so we understand these things.
Yeah. And the
It's-
sad thing is, both of his jobs and now my only job are you have to be an extrovert. Well, you don't have to be an expert, but it's an extrovert's world.
Oh yeah.
So when we get done with people all day, and now don't take it wrong, we love being around people. We love hanging out with everybody. But I know you. I'm sure you do too. I got to relax. I got to get away from. Lisa knows when it's my day off. She just kind of leaves me alone.
Yeah.
She's like, I know he's already had his number of words for the week. I'm almost gonna leave him alone.
Yeah.
And she does her thing, and I do mine. And
Let me be in solitude, and
Yep.
we'll be fine.
Recharge.
We'll be just fine.
Yeah. Well, it's been an interesting week here at the shop, too, because I've been hearing a lot. And I've talked to a lot of different, I know a lot of different shop owners, and a lot of different employees that work at lounges and stuff. And they're talking about how slow it's been and how January is always notoriously slow. And I'm not gonna jinx this because who knows, it could start getting slow again. But we've had actually a couple of really good weeks in January.
Extremely fortunate. You guys
Very.
have been fantastic to us, and really the winter is the slow season for a lot of shops, and they boom in the summer months to keep them open in the winter months.
Yeah.
But we're so fortunate to have the customer base that we do and in the area that we are that
Yeah.
we haven't had to worry about that
No,
yet.
no, I mean, it's definitely slower December, but everyone that traveled into town for Christmas with family and stuff aren't here anymore.
Yeah.
That makes total sense, but all the customers that have been coming in before are still coming in. And, I mean, again, it
Our
makes sense to
regulars
me.
are still here. They're
Yeah.
still doing their normal
It really
thing.
makes sense to me more, though, because, I mean, whenever I'm wanting to smoke a cigar and have a drink, it's like I don't smoke inside my house, so I'm going to go somewhere. And in the winter, you have to be inside because it's too freaking cold.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's nice to see people, continuing to smoke cigars and
Oh,
come out and hang
absolutely.
out and have bourbon and stuff. So,
Speaking of cigar lounges,
Mm-hmm.
we have to cheers.
cheers.
And today we remember Sticks, the
Yeah.
lounge that was in downtown Indy. I
That's
don't
so
know
sad.
the reasoning for their closing, but I saw a lot of pictures of them last night. So we're recording a couple weeks in advance. But last night looks like the house was packed and that they went out with a bang. So
I'm glad to see that. And I hated seeing them go. I mean, that was kind of my go-to downtown whenever I wanted to go down for a lounge. Love Ben. Ben's a great guy. He had a great selection of different bourbons and scotches and stuff. And
Yeah.
he's just a very generous guy. So whatever happened there, we're
Not
definitely
our
thinking,
business.
not our business. But we're definitely thinking about you, and we're gonna miss you, man. I
Yeah.
really hope you got something on the horizon that's gonna take you to new heights. And unfortunately, downtown Indy has now lost a really great cigar lounge.
Yeah.
So
That is serious.
Yep. So yeah, you're right, man. That was disappointing.
And a lot of people who are listening to this, they'd say, why are Rob and Isaiah torn up about another lounge closing? Wouldn't that bring more business to them? It could possibly, but really, it is the more lounges and the more that tobacco is available is the way better off we are. Like, it's more people standing in numbers when legislation comes around. It's more people that are passionate about this stuff. And,
Exactly. Yeah.
and it's a wonderful thing to have more shops around and more lounges. So, hey, if you don't like the vibe at Final Third, you could go to Sticks. You could go to Blend. If you want to feel very comfortable dressed up somewhere, like, go to one of the higher end establishments. Like, they all serve their purpose.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And actually, the only reason I was on my phone there, speaking of other lounges, I want to give a shout out to Dan in Austin. Dan is actually a new lounge in Austin, the third Aladino Cigar Lounge. So he is actually the Texas exclusive at Aladino Lounge.
Shout out to you,
so
Dan.
Shout out, Dan.
You made a great partnership. It's gonna go well for you.
Agreed. And I can't wait to meet you in about a week and a half or so. I'm 99% sure he's heading down to Honduras when we go down there too.
Sweet.
I was looking up. That's what I was looking for, to see if I could figure out the name of his shop. I'm not 100% sure the name of his shop. I just know he's in Austin, Texas, and he has now got all the Aladinos. So if you are listening from the Texas area, pay attention to our Instagram. As soon as I find out what the name of the shop is, I'll post about it and congratulate them, and you can actually visit them. But Dan in Austin, Texas, man, I'm excited for him.
Yeah, it's a fantastic thing. I love seeing the Aladino Premium Lounge family grow. So it's always a great thing.
Something was kind of cool this week was there's a new guy that came in. He lives 15 minutes from here. It was his first time in, and he came in. He's like, "Oh man, I am so excited to see Aladino." I'm like, "Oh," I said, "You like Aladino?" He's like, "Man, I fell in love with him." He said, "Every time I'm down in Florida, I go to Corona and I get Aladino." I'm like, "That's awesome." He's like, "I've not been able to find him around here, and I'm so glad you have him because I'll be in here all the time getting him now."
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of cool to see that. You know, hopefully more shops will adopt Aladino. I think once they meet Trey and Justo, and if they meet any of the other family,
it's hard not to.
I mean, not only are they amazing people, but they also make amazing cigars, and it's hard not to partner with them.
And they really stand behind their product all the way around.
They do.
Man, it's been funny. Trey Mac's been texting me quite a bit this past week.
Has he?
He's trying to land another lounge, and he was like, "Tell me about a liquor pairing event I could do. Who to bring in and what are their products?" I'm like sitting there trying to rack my brain, and I thought about a couple for him, which I threw him a Bardstown Bourbon Company and Jack Daniels, seeing if he could get reps from either of those, because the finished stuff coming out of Bardstown is wonderful.
It really is.
A lot of their cigars pair extremely well with the Jack Daniel's single barrel, the triple mash. It's just a lot of their stuff.
I want to get some Coy Hill, and that 152 proof Coy Hill, smoke that with a really strong cigar and just blast our palates. Let's do a Corojo. Oh, dude. Oh, that would be amazing.
It probably would be good.
We did the single barrel with Corojo Reserve early on.
That was our first ever pairing.
Was it really?
Uh-huh.
That's cool. So it'd be fun to revisit that.
We should redo that pairing.
We
because,
should.
That is terrible audio quality.
That was terrible audio quality. Phone camera. So I was about an inch into this cigar and about to go tap the ash out. And it fell
off on me. But that's a testament to the build quality on this.
Don't do it on the floor, man. The ashtray's right there.
What the heck?
Guess Isaiah's vacuuming tonight.
I'm not here long enough for that.
That's all right. We'll let you vacuum early.
Oh, okay. Got my
damn, it's
scraper out.
Yeah.
Got to get out the debit card. Got to get it in a line.
Exactly. Don't snort it. Uh-oh. Chris Gordon's here.
Chris.
Yeah, Chris is one of our regulars, which we've talked about Chris before. He's awesome dude.
We haven't gotten him on the show yet.
Okay, let's take guesses. I think he's going to get a statement, and I think he's going to get the backbone pick. What cigar do you get?
I haven't had one in a couple of days. So.
Which one? All right, what are you drinking?
I didn't.
He didn't bet.
Tabernacle, what?
I was gonna guess Tabernacle for you.
What are you drinking? What?
No, don't change it up. What are you gonna drink?
What are you gonna drink, man? Backbone.
Backbone.
Got
There
him.
we go.
Yes.
You nailed it.
Chris is one of our most consistent regulars.
Yeah.
He was also on that Backbone pick.
It's like every
So-
other month he'll go between the Statements or the Tabernacle.
Yeah.
Just flip flopping.
Well,
back
and you
forth.
smoked. Didn't you smoke?
Yeah, it is. It's all about you,
Well,
bro.
didn't you smoke the Statements yesterday,
I had the.
or the Unfinished Business?
Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
I didn't like that it was box pressed.
Yeah.
It's
but-
hardly box pressed.
I know it's not. Yeah, it's not great.
I mean, did,
I didn't. I liked it. I didn't like that one better.
okay. We're just curious because that's what we're actually pairing today. Yep.
I liked it. I would smoke it again. I will smoke it.
All right. Once we have no Statements in stock.
Is smoke it again.
Yeah.
Once there are no statements.
Well, I mean that's a.
That doesn't happen.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying. That is a testament, though, to when you go on a pick and it's a part. You're the one that actually made that pick, and you like it enough to come in and drink it over and over and
Oh,
over.
yeah.
You know it's a good pick.
Oh yeah.
And that's one thing. Whenever we go on a pick, you'll notice is if we go on a pick and nothing special, we're not picking. But if it's special, you're gonna really enjoy it. So,
Yeah.
or at least we hope so.
That's the goal.
Oh man.
So Rob, do you have that list pulled up on your iPad?
I can.
Can you?
I can.
It'll be easier. So Mickey was kind enough to send us the Blind Man's Puff Top 25 of 2022, and he sent us that on Facebook.
Yeah, and I don't have Facebook on the iPad.
Oh, okay. You might just Google it. I'm sure it's on there.
It could be.
Just Google
You
it.
talk amongst yourself, and I'll do this.
But yeah. So he was kind enough to send that our way, and we're looking forward to going over it with you guys because we looked through it last night, and we had quite a few of the cigars in stock.
Yeah.
So
Let's go
coming in-
backwards. Let's do 25.
Okay. Number
Oh, shoot, it's
25.
gonna make us go. I don't like the way they got
So
this set
number
up. Okay.
25, which we do have here, is the Crown Heads La Pâtissière, and that is a stellar cigar.
Drink.
It is a drink. Yeah, I know. It's a fantastic cigar. I really enjoy that one. Happy to see it made the list since it's a new release from them.
Yeah.
And they have it specifically in the number 50 size, but I don't know much about it.
Yeah, the next one up that they did was the H. Upman Nicaragua, and it was an AJ Fernandez Heritage cigar. Don't know much about it, not smoked it, but when AJ makes a cigar, it's always good.
It's always good. It's always good.
All right, number 23.
And this is a common theme on this list.
It is.
Tatuaje. Those guys love Tatuaje, and I can't say that I disagree with them. We just don't have an account with them.
Not yet. One of these days.
This is number 23, the Tatuaje La Requisia SE 2022.
Yeah, and I don't know anything about that cigar.
I don't think I've smoked that.
So it uses a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper with a double Nicaraguan binder and Nicaraguan filler. So I'll tell you what, that does not look like broadleaf. I'm sorry. So yeah, I mean, it sounds like it could be a good cigar.
Oh, I believe it. I believe
Broadleaf
it.
over Nicaragua. That's great stuff. The next one coming up here is the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust Mi Querida Saka Khan. I've not had this one. I love the Mi Querida Tricky Traca. It's my favorite from his line.
Yeah.
So this is one I would love to try. I'm assuming it's another full body if it's got his name on it. So
I'm sure it is. Looks like not a terrible price point either. It looks like it's around the $16 mark. So
yeah.
for it
Yeah.
to be a limited production cigar, that's not bad, especially for Saka.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing too, Mickey. If you got any more of these, we'd like to try it.
You can't even say it with a straight face.
I can't. I was trying to hold the cough
That's
in.
funny, man. That's funny. But I would tell you, we're going to go through this entire list. We wanted to highlight it just because we think it's a solid list. that
And we trust Mickey.
doesn't really have a lot of the filler or a lot of I don't know. It seems like they go out of their way to try a lot of things and a lot of things from smaller brands rather than just the people that are sponsoring them.
Or shit from Cuba.
But speaking of sponsors,
Yes.
Drew Estate, Herrera, Esteli, Miami Smokin' 25th anniversary, the Rahi.
That's a name. That is a name.
That is a name. That is the number 21. It looks like it's for the 25th anniversary of Smoke Inn.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a fantastic cigar. I've liked a lot of the Herrera Esteli stuff, but I'm sure that's way better than the regular.
I'm sure. All right, the next one I've been hearing. I know.
Yeah, we've been
Nick
hearing
and Jeff have
crazy
talked about
things
this quite a
about
bit.
this
This is
cigar.
the Villiger TAA 2022. Another one.
Villiger.
Well, that's one of the cigars. It's like I remember seeing Villiger in a lot of the sub-budget brand stuff
Yeah.
on CI. So I've never been real excited about it. But man, people are talking like this cigar is the best thing
Yeah.
that they've ever done. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to see it. It's made by the Tabacalera Alonza SA factory. So I'm not sure who the heck.
Yeah, looks like it's got a Mexican San
Oh no, that was
Andreas.
2022.
Looks
or
like
2020,
it's
22.
got a Mexican San Andreas wrapper on Nicaraguan jalapa binder and Nicaraguan filler.
No.
San Andreas
Go ahead.
on Nicaraguan.
It's made at La Zona, so it's Espinosa that makes this cigar.
You know what that is?
We got to try that bad boy.
You know what that is? That's the Senora
Merce-
Cigars.
Oh, I think you might be right.
That's
They
literally
did
the
release it.
Cornelius and Anthony Senora Cigars.
All right, we got to get some of those.
Yeah, we do.
All right.
That makes me excited.
All right, need to get that one. All right.
Number 19, the Aganorsa Leaf Aniversario Maduro. I have heard crazy things about this cigar. I have not had anything from Aganorsa Leaf, which I feel like we should fix because I've heard a lot of good stuff about them, especially since they switched up their branding and how they're presenting the cigars in the humidor. They look a lot better than they used to, and honestly, the new packaging sells itself.
And this is their anniversary, and the MSRP on this thing for the Grand Robusto is $13.50. Obviously, in Indiana, we have 24% taxes too, so
Yeah.
it's not that. MSRP, whenever you hear someone talk about MSRP on a list like this, it is the base price with no taxes for any state. So if you're in Florida, good for you. You don't have to pay the taxes. Most other states
God
you do.
bless Florida.
So, yeah.
God bless them.
All right. Number 18 is the Crowned Head. Well, you know, I'll let you say this
Okay.
one. This
Number
is your
18
favorite.
on the list is the Crown Heads Mil Dias Marinitos Edición Limitada 2022. And if you've listened to any other episode of this, you have heard us sing its praises.
And you know that Isaiah's thinking right now 18 is way too low for this cigar because this was your number one, wasn't it?
This is my number one. But there are a lot of cigars on the list that I would put it above, but it's not my palate that made the list.
No, and we were
it
really
doesn't
going.
mean that it's not valid either.
We were also going off of our humidor and the releases we got in here for our top five. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Absolutely.
But yes, absolutely fantastic cigar. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get it again unless they re-release it, which
Please re-release
I hope they
it.
do. All right, the next one up on cigar number 17 is the Dapper Desvalido Disla, I guess.
Okay, I have never heard of
I've had
Dapper Cigar Co.
Yeah, we had some down at the pit when I was down there. Good cigars. I've never had this one, though. Obviously, this is a new release, so know nothing about it other than it's Nicaraguan binder and fillers. So, Ecuadorian Habano Rosado wrapper. So,
Yeah.
and everything Dapper does that I've had is pretty good. So,
Cool.
And number 816.
So we've got the Tatuaje Havana 6 Verocha Blue. Again, I told you Tatuaje would be on the list quite a few times. I have not had anything from their line that disappointed me in any way. There's
Well-
cigars that aren't completely my palate, but I know Tatuaje's limited releases and that sort of deal.
Well, I don't think this is a limited. The only reason I say that's because the band looks just like their other bands
Okay.
with different coloring. And usually those end up being regular releases. So I'm not sure what they're going to do here.
Yeah.
This was a new cigar for the PCA this year, but it's not saying it's limited. So
Cool.
good to know. All right, number
Wait,
5.
can you see if it's Sumatra? I'm just intrigued to see how many Sumatra cigars we can find.
Let's see.
Especially
What does it
in
say
new
here?
releases.
The wrapper is Havana. Tatawahe Havana 6. No, that's
So
the same thing.
Ecuadorian Habano Claro
Ecuadorian
wrapper.
Habano. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
so
not.
interesting.
I'm on
All
a
right.
Sumatra hunt now that we didn't.
Yeah,
call
there's
that.
a lot of Sumatras coming out or already out. So.
Okay.
All right, number 15 is the Aganorsa Leaf Guardian the Farm Cerberus. Cerberus, thank you. Haven't had that one either, so don't know anything about it.
I have actually
Aganorsa
had
Leaf.
that. I didn't realize that was their cigar. I don't remember what I thought about it, but I don't remember hating it. So that's a good thing. You know, it's
Well,
just
that's a high praise.
It's high praise. I don't even know why I decided to talk there.
I don't think I hated that.
I don't think I hated it.
All right, number
Cigar
14.
number 14 is the Alec Bradley Double Broadleaf. This is one I have not had.
I haven't either. I've had some of the Alec Bradley stuff.
Why
It's-
doesn't our Alec Bradley rep bring this to me?
He's brought us in several samples, but I mean,
Not that.
we're not buying anything from them yet, so I don't
Well,
know if he
that's
really
true. Yeah.
has. I don't know if he wants to waste a lot of time yet. One of these days, I would definitely like to get him in here, but you gotta have room.
Oh,
here we
there
go.
you are, Rob.
Cigar number 13 is the JRE Tobacco Aladino Cameroon Queens Perfecto. Great seller here.
Yeah,
Should be a great seller everywhere.
it should be.
Fantastic cigar.
It
It's
came
the-
out at the PCA.
Yep, it did. It's the Honduran Cameroon wrapper over Corojo binder and filler. Delicious.
It is.
Delicious.
It is.
Can't say enough about it.
That was 2 drinks for you.
Delicious.
Delicious.
That's 4 now.
Okay. Cigar number 12. And this cigar is getting crazy high praise right now.
It really is.
Is the West Tampa Tobacco Company, the Black. I just keep listening to I was just listening to the Pulpit episode with Rick Rodriguez on it, and it's a really interesting story he's got.
It is.
And when we tried them, I didn't enjoy the Black as much as I enjoyed the white. So
Yeah.
I think I'll have to give it another shot after hearing all of the high praises it's getting this year.
Yeah, and if you want to
The
hear,
white was all the way up my alley, though.
yeah, actually, I mean, both of them had promise. I mean, I don't know. It could have just been the days, whatever. One thing, if you're interested in hearing more about West Tampa and Rick Rodriguez, the Pulpit put out an episode on January 13th. On their podcast,
Yeah.
and they did an interview with him, and you can hear his story a little bit. It's a really cool story. I mean, he has. It's just a great story. If you want to listen to it, go check that out.
I mean, like most people in the industry, it's as inbred as they get. So
oh yeah. All right, and the next one up here is cigar number 11 is the Foundation Olmec Maduro. I've not had this. I am working on setting up my account with Foundation, so I will probably get some of these to try.
Absolutely.
This one has 2 wrapper options, either the San Andres Maduro or Claro. So I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I guess it's 2 different cigars. So
yeah.
what's the filler on this? You see the filler?
Nicaraguan fillers.
There you go. So it's going to be another great Maduro over Nicaraguan.
Yeah.
All right,
Cigar
number 10.
is the Hoyo de Nicaragua, Ontario, Connecticut, Lonsdale. It is nice to see a smaller ring gauge specified on one of these lists.
No doubt. And this one looks like a nice light with a CT. I'm assuming it's got a Connecticut wrapper, but it's not really. I'm not really seeing where it's showing that. Yeah, Ecuadorian Connecticut shade wrapper. So yeah, with fillers of Nicaraguan binder and filler. So that's awesome. So that could be more of a full body Connecticut too.
Could be. I'd be intrigued to hear how they make this list. I know all of the Blind Man's Puff sample cigars are blind.
Yeah.
The guy who sends them out to the crew takes the bands off of them and puts a number on it.
Yep.
So it would be interesting to know if these were voted on by the crews the favorite cigars of the year, or just the highest rated ones.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Mickey, I know you're so fine,
He
but let me
blows
know.
my mind.
It blows my mind. Let me know how this list was put together.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to hear more about it, and maybe we could have him on to talk a little bit about this
Absolutely.
list too. That'd be great. We've had him on here before.
Well, you have to read cigar number 9.
Number 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I click on that already?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's you. Go ahead. Were you up next, or am I up next?
I'll read it.
All right.
Cigar number 9 is the Illusione Allegra. Allegra. Have you seen that SNL skit where it's like old people try to use Alexa?
Allegra.
Allegra.
I have not.
Alexandra.
Alexandra.
Anytime I hear Allegra, it makes me think of that.
I've not heard much about this until recently.
I don't know about that.
Until recently, I've seen several people putting this on lists, so I'm interested to try it out. I just got an email from Illusione, so I may have to reach out to them to try this one out because
I've liked a lot of their stuff.
I mean it made their top 10, so that's pretty awesome.
yeah. Cigar
And
number 8.
Cigar number 8 is the Espinosa Knuckle Sandwich Chef Special.
We do have that in the
We have
humidor,
that one.
and
We
it's
still have
really
stock
good.
of it too.
Yeah.
It's a large figurado, and it's fitted, and it's got the hybrid Habano wrapper.
Yeah.
And it's solid medium full, really good cigar. Glad to see it made the list because we think it's delicious too. And there will be another little theme going here too.
Yeah,
So,
there's another 2.
yes.
So
Number 7.
number 7 is the HVC Selection number 1.
Yeah.
And I don't know a whole lot about this, but HVC has yet to let me down.
Yeah, and I thought for sure this one has been out for a while, but maybe not. HVC's got some good stuff.
HVAC.
I almost did it, yes.
I know.
All right, number 6. Again, back to it. The Espinosa Knuckle Sandwich Habano.
Oh, yeah.
Which is very similar to the Chef Special, but it's using a more traditional Habano wrapper. I think it's Ecuadorian Habano. And let me make sure I didn't say that wrong. Is it Ecuadorian Habano?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. I mean, it's one of those cigars that has one of the strongest, most powerful, spicy retrohales when you first light it up.
Wow. Right off light.
But it's a medium strength cigar, so it's really nice.
It is.
So number 5.
Cigar number 5 is the Luciano Mas Ignaeus. And this cigar, as far as I know, which it's Luciano, formerly Ace Prime Cigars. This cigar was designed to pair with, I think, a rosé.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know if that says anything about it, but he designed it as a wine pairing cigar.
Yep, he says wine, yep.
Okay, and I can imagine it going extremely well. It leans on the earthier side for me, but it is really enjoyable still.
Yeah, it's definitely not my jam, but I've seen a lot of places putting on their lists. All right, the next one here is Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust Maestro de Saca, the Bewitched.
Yeah.
I've never smoked this one either. I've heard great things about it, though, so this is going to be a $20 cigar.
And this is, I'm pretty sure, one of the limited edition Sacas that comes in a coffin.
It could be. It could be. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
know, but Saka makes good stuff.
Saka does.
All
Okay,
right.
number 3. Or is this number 3? Yeah. Tatuaje.
Hey, bud.
TIIO Tuxtla? I don't know.
Is that TIIO or T110? I don't know.
Something. Could
Yeah,
be.
Tuxtla.
Oh, T110. That's the font just makes it looks like
Yeah.
IIO. The T110 Tuxtla.
I've never had that one. I've never seen that one.
But Sumatra wrapper.
Sumatra wrapper. There you go. We knew it. It was coming.
It was coming.
All right. Next one up is the Luciano Maria Lucia.
Yeah, which Mickey was kind enough to give me one of these. He was raving about it after he came back from PCA and was like, "You haven't tried that yet?" And it's a good stick.
Yeah.
It is a good stick.
All right.
So thank
Number
you, Mickey.
1. Another one we have in our humidor.
The Espinosa Knuckle Sandwich Maduro. This cigar, and I'm so happy to see it performing well on all
Yeah.
the charts this year. It is deserved.
It is.
It really is, and I don't know. We say it all the time with this, but a lot of time you see celebrity cigars, celebrity whiskey, where somebody's slapping their name on something and it's subpar, and they expect
money
the
grab.
name to make it sell.
Yep.
This is delicious. If it didn't have Guy's name on it, it would still be amazing.
Oh, yeah. And the cool thing about this is all 3 of the knuckle sandwich cigars that were released last year made the list here.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool because they just released the Connecticut, and I'm assuming that's going to make lists in 2023. So that is the total list from the Blind Man's Puff Boys.
Thanks again, Mickey, for sending that to us.
Corey Davis is in the house.
Wow.
Oh, we got a drink now because we said
Drink.
Corey's name. Drink. I haven't seen Corey in a little while.
I thought
so it's
he
good to
died
see.
or something.
He thought he died.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in months.
Hair's falling out. Oh, wait, his hair's always been out. Never mind.
That's rough.
We better get in the pulpit part. We're down.
Well, real quick, I'm ready for like second, third notes.
Let's go.
End of
Let's
second,
go.
third. On the palate, it's almost like it's lost a lot of the chocolatey notes for
It
me,
has.
and it's almost like it's like cinnamon raisin toast. And
Yeah, it's I'm trying to think. It's definitely got more of the almost like campfire char.
yeah, I could see that. And on the whiskey, well, let me retrohale real quick. I didn't even comment on that.
It doesn't have a lot of pepper. I mean, yeah, it does. There's a little bit of pepper.
Yeah, there definitely is.
But it's got that. Gosh, I can't get past the campfire thing. It's got like a campfire kind of feel to it, like you're chewing on campfire smoke.
And this, I keep wanting to call it whiskey. This brandy is almost like a croissant stuffed with a raspberry aged in an oak barrel.
Works for me.
Works for you?
I think we need to make some of
raspberry
those.
jelly.
We need to make those.
Age them in oak.
Heck yeah.
Oaky raspberry jelly stuffed croissants.
Barrel aged pastries. That's the next wave.
That would be the biggest money grab.
Barrel aged pastries. Then you soak your beer through it, and you make you a nice.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, who would have thought pouring beer through cereal would turn into something delicious like that? Which, by the way, the name of this is, these are called the Serial Killers, which I think is amazing.
There's been a lot of, especially new age wave in the craft beer scene. Like one of my favorite breweries in Nashville, Southern Grist, they did a whip style beers, and they were like Dole Whip sours.
Okay.
And oh my goodness, they were good. So
gave you that nice creamy feeling at the end.
you're talking. I mean,
it's almost like a lactose, almost really, when you start thinking about it.
Yeah, but oh my goodness, those were dangerously crushable at like 8%.
Corey's two-fisting it again.
Yeah,
he does a lot of that two-fisting thing.
It's like he forgot he works at his own another shop. And just he is repping Pravada though today, so that's a takedown for me.
Takedown for him.
But no.
Well, I figured he'd be coming up because I know we got the couple of cigars I know he's been wanting. So
yeah,
cool to see him in here.
That retro hell there got me. That was red pepper.
Yeah, mine's still a little. Well, yeah, there's red pepper there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not
like a cayenne though. It's more of like a combo of black and red.
Okay.
For me,
I can see that.
And it may be because I'm over puffing, but
yeah.
All right, let's get into the pulpit part. I need more whiskey.
You good?
Or brandy for that matter.
Or brandy? Do you need another pour? You need to be topped off?
It looks like you need a little bit more.
I kind of do. I feel bad drinking this.
We got another bottle.
Okay.
We are keeping inventory, so I have to mark this stuff off on market research.
So are we not going to be able to just free pour anymore? Got to measure everything
Not very
out?
easily, yeah. It'll be a little bit different, but it will help us maintain. That's good. It'll help us maintain what we need to order, and I don't have to look for every bottle.
This doesn't even need to be reordered. You can't reorder this.
No, it's gone. It's gone.
Hopefully that was
All
a
right.
little quicker. We've been running at like 5 minutes for those.
That's okay.
Crazy. The
Dr.
doctor's
Johnson's
in.
in. Oh,
Doctor's
gotta take
in
a drink. Cheers.
The house. Cheers. Oh.
So do we need to have a little conversation about the doctor?
No. No, we don't.
I don't know. We need to bring him on and ask him some questions. Nah, we won't do that to him.
I don't think so. I think he's trying to have a chill day today.
Yes,
he doesn't need
is.
to start
He
his
is.
morning with violence.
Scott had a birthday this week too, so
Yeah.
happy birthday to you, Scott.
Well, it's
Got to have a lot of fun hanging out with you the other night on your birthday.
yeah.
I know he had his wife and kids had some prior engagement events, so he got to come out here and smoke and drink all night with us and
Absolutely.
hang out, and it was a blast. It was
Yeah.
a blast.
And if
You weren't here, but it
I
was a
wasn't
blast.
here. I believe you. I don't know what I was doing, but it was something.
Sure, sleeping,
Sleeping,
petting the dog,
petting the dog.
and petting the dog is actually petting the dog. It's not just a metaphor for something else. just so you guys know. I mean, it could be. It could be.
No.
Double duty for you.
Oh no. How about not?
So does when you're petting kitty, does when you're using your left hand, does it feel like somebody else?
I'm
just curious.
left-handed, Rob.
Oh, well, I guess right hand for you. Kitty's like, who's that? Who's that?
You always make that same stupid
Oh,
joke.
it makes you laugh every time. My
I know.
friend.
I know.
Oh.
Well, I'll just like. Last night I got you a couple times with my stupid joke.
What's your stupid joke? Oh, liquor nearly never knew her, or whatever you say.
I hardly know her.
I only say nearly killed her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he likes to throw those jokes in when my daughter's here.
You made more rancid jokes to your daughter last night than I think I've ever heard.
She's
you make.
20. She can handle it now.
Well, I don't know if you guys know this, but Rob a couple weeks ago was slapping his sister's butt.
Whatever. No, I wasn't. I
Yeah.
flipped her with a towel. Come on.
This is some Elwood stuff.
She deserved it.
I think
East Side Indie boy. Don't even go there.
no, it's Elwood.
Oh, good luck.
Okay.
So
Okay, Grandma.
Here's a shout out too to my sister Tam. She's a pain in my ass, but she's still my sister. But she's also coming on full time with us. So she's going to be working in here full time. So
when
I know
you
a
see
lot
her-
of you guys that have been in here have probably met her. She does a great job for us. She's awesome.
Yeah.
But she's coming on full time to work a lot more hours for us, which will
When
then
you
free
see
us
her,
up a little bit.
come in and congratulate Tamothy.
Yeah, Tamothy. Say Tamothy or Tamala, whichever you like.
Tamuel.
Tamuel, that's a good name for
Yeah,
her too.
yeah.
So just come in and tell her. Oh yeah, she likes to be called waitress.
Yeah, definitely call her waitress.
Oh, I mean, you could actually be a little fancy.
Sam,
call
did
her
somebody call you
Watrice.
that? Watrice?
Watrice, yes.
Did somebody call you that, Tam?
Oh yeah, they got the look, and he changed it to Patrice.
Yes. Watrice is a better name.
Watrice.
Watrice. I mean, it gives her a little. It gives her more
Was it
class
Matt?
that way. No.
Oh.
No, it was her Wednesday night crew. Which JC, well, he actually listens to this, so he'll know exactly who we're talking about.
Yeah. Hey, cheers to JC.
Yeah, JC. Cheers, buddy.
You're awesome, man.
You are.
Hey, are you seriously not going to take a drink after we tap the glass?
damn, yeah.
Come on.
So what's the proof on this?
So that would be 105.8.
Okay. Because, and every time you do this, whenever you're smoking a cigar, especially a stronger cigar, and you're drinking a higher proof whiskey, or in this case, brandy, it definitely makes the proof level feel lower. This is definitely sweet. This is not drinking like 105 proof. You
at
can
all.
feel a little bit of the sting, but
But it doesn't give you the hug. It's just a little bit in your mouth, and it's really rich and viscous.
and that is
you
pretty
know what?
interesting. You just
some
said
might
that.
Some might say that it's stellar.
It is stellar. It's delicious too.
It's delicious.
So take 2 drinks, guys.
See, the problem is
The problem is there is no problem.
there's no issue. What were you about
And
to
Lisa's
say
back
before I
here shaking
confuse
her
that?
head at us and stuff. It's delicious.
It's
The problem is my wife is giving me a hard time here. So
She is.
Keeps you humble.
Something like that. Humility is my number one
Hey,
strong
Lisa,
suit.
get ready. Next week, I'll be interviewing you on the show, and we'll just boot Rob off.
That's
Talk
fine.
about
That'll
the
work.
back end of the business.
That'll work. So basically, you're saying she's the back end of the business. Wow.
She handles
wow.
the backbone.
Backbone. There you go.
Backbone
There
Bourbon.
you go.
This podcast brought to you by Backbone Bourbon,
Because
Indiana's finest bourbon.
yes, our barrel pick is the best.
It is the finest.
It's the
that
finest of the
Backbone had to
finest.
offer to us.
Yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say now. You really screwed me up there. I don't know, man.
Man, your train of thought is really short.
My
It's
train's
like
off
a
the
short
tracks.
bus
Oh,
train.
dude, my train tracks are screwed.
That's funny, man.
And it's not because of the brandy. It's just because I'm old.
You're old.
I am old.
We know.
I did see a nice little meme out there that said, you know, I'm not gray, I'm chrome. So I'm going with chrome.
That's not chrome, Rob.
No, it's still.
That's like
it's still like
it like would be
sand-
salt and pepper.
It's sand and pepper.
But you smoke cigars, so it's sand and pepper.
It's sand and pepper.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Michael Loudon's in the house. Cheer.
Cheers.
Boom. Michael. Good. How you doing, buddy?
Shop's picking up.
Yeah.
So I'm in the final third. and
I am
I'm
too.
Probably good to.
Pretty close to
And
that.
it
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Here soon. Here soon. I got a little lefty smokes. You do too.
Yeah.
So we're good. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
really trying to rethink what I was actually talking about a minute ago, and now I can't think of
okay.
it now at all. But
You know, we could do show notes, but our show notes this week.
I
was
did
like-
last week.
I
That is
know.
a good point. So, when is this airing? This is airing the week we're in Honduras, isn't it? Are we 2 weeks ahead still?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this one won't be okay. So the Jay's
So
food truck
this
will have
one
happened already.
This one will be for the 27th.
Okay. Okay. So when this is actually airing, we will be approaching our 1 year, which is the last week of February, first week of March. That week, March 4th is the Saturday that we're going to have the big party and whatever going on.
You're
going
gonna
to
want to be there.
Yeah, it's going to be a good day. I know Trey Mack said they can't make it to the 1 year they're coming out for our March Madness, so we'll still have
Okay.
March Madness again, which is one of our biggest events,
Final
if
third,
not our
Final
biggest
four.
event. Final third,
Last
Final
year
four.
we gave away a TV.
We did. Not sure what we're doing this year.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see.
Just
But-
throwing it out there.
Throwing it out
happened.
there. Yeah, I probably need to talk to Trey Mack and Husto and see
Do what we can do.
what we can do on that. So we'll figure it out. But either way, we're going to have some good stuff coming up. We're definitely working on getting some brands to come out and actually do some events for us this year.
Yeah, we're looking
some
at
new
a,
events.
looking at like a cigar how-to course.
Yeah.
With a, and we're hoping that we can get it with Casa Cuevas. I think.
Yeah. Alec? Alex?
Denise and Luis and Alex would
Louis.
be. Oh yes, Louis.
And actually, I think it's not going to be them two. It's going to be their son, Alex, is going to be the one doing it.
So we were hoping this is a class we've wanted to do. There'd been a lot of people that wanted to kind of know about all that stuff, and we thought, well, Rob and I could teach it.
Yeah.
We could show you cut light, etiquette, all that stuff. But us bringing in someone from a brand that knows the processes behind it way
Yeah.
better than we do, I think it'll add a lot of value.
Well,
so
and
be on the lookout for something like that.
And come in, even if you already know how to smoke cigars, it might be a good event to come in, and because we'll open it up for questions. If you have questions about the process of making cigars or growing
Yeah.
tobacco, they can definitely help you out to answer some of your questions there. I think it's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, it's going to
And-
be a general education sort of course, and it'll
guys?
be all the way one-on-one level to probably however in depth you need.
I think
wanna
so
get with
too,
them.
and the Cuevas family is amazing anyway. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a fun event, and
Absolutely.
we're going to be bringing in his Alex's. I think it's Alex, not Alec. I'm pretty sure it's
Okay.
Alex. His new cigar that he actually designed. He actually blended it and everything for the line. We'll be bringing that one in here. we'll have it definitely by that time.
And that is a really unique blend, and it's not something you see extremely common
No.
because, well, it tastes a lot like a lot of the stuff coming out of Nicaragua and stuff like that, except it's got its own little flair because it has some of, I think it's a Pennsylvania.
I don't remember the
broadleaf in
blend.
there.
I don't remember the blend.
And the filler, and it just adds another dimension to it. So
Yeah.
we thought it was really unique and interesting and a
I think
good
it'll be.
smoke.
I think so. And it threw me for a loop the first time I smoked it, which is why I didn't bring it in right away, because I was expecting. I was thinking that they were talking about this is going to be leaning them towards their more full-bodied
Yeah.
portion of their line, and it's not full-bodied. It's more of a medium.
Yep.
So that kind of threw me off. But after smoking it again, it's delicious.
great. Yeah,
Delicious
it's delicious.
drink.
Cheers to delicious.
Cheers
cigars.
to delicious cigars. They're stellar. So here's the real question. When you're playing the game, if I say stellar and you say delicious, it doesn't apply.
I don't think it does.
I don't think so.
It's delicious
And stellar.
and stellar.
Yes. Well,
And the problem is
no, there's no problem.
there's no
no
issue.
problem here at all.
No problem.
No.
The thing is, when you say the problem is, it's always there's not an actual problem. You're just trying to find a segue. To
I'm
bring
trying to
something
find
up.
a way to, yeah. I'll come up with something else.
It's okay.
I'll start saying Pinocchio or something.
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio?
Why would you say that?
I don't know.
Doesn't even make
Doesn't
sense.
mean any more than the problem is.
The problem is,
All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you guys listening in on this, following us on this. It's been really cool because we've had a lot of people coming in. Even this week, last night, somebody
Yeah.
came in and said they've been watching our YouTube channel for a while now.
and it was their first time in.
first time in. So I don't know how people are finding this, but thank you.
it's
We
wild
appreciate
to
it.
me.
It's a lot of fun. You can follow us on Instagram at Final Third Cigar.
And you can find me on Instagram at the Whiskey Pastor. A great way for you to support this shop in general is to actually try and boost these things on YouTube and on the podcast platforms.
Yeah.
Because you can't advertise very well tobacco products.
You can't, no.
So
No, and if
it's
you-
kind of, I guess, our loophole way of doing that at this
It
point.
is.
It's a great way and a free way for you to support this shop. So if you're on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, leave us an honest 5-star rating.
Yeah, an honest 5-star rating.
or if you're listening on YouTube, just subscribe and maybe
Yeah.
throw a comment or throw a like on it.
Yeah.
We're not asking a whole lot from you, but it does help other people find these things and
Right.
boost it in the search engines.
And that's one thing I've noticed is like going out there and looking at cigar podcasts. There's not a lot of people out there talking about how cigars pair, and that's something we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're excited doing it, and hopefully people are learning something from this. I mean, bottom line is if you're learning the fact that you need to think about what you're drinking with your cigar, that's the main thing,
it really is.
because it definitely intensifies the experience. Tyler Loudon's in the house. Time to take
Cheers.
another drink. Cheers. All right, we're out. Thanks a lot, guys. We will see you next week.
Peace.
Cheers.